All right, guys. Yeah, I had a good little scrimmage today. I think we ended up 76 plays, so it's right where we wanted to be today. It's short, sweet. A lot of young guys got reps today, and some newcomers made some plays as well. Also wanted to see some field goals in an atmosphere like this, and that was good. We knocked those down as well. Then I thought Fletch punted the ball really good today as well. So overall it was a good day. I think both sides made some plays, and that's what you want to see anytime you have a scrimmage like this.
There's a lot more to your offense than what people saw today.
Just we're in spring practice, and and again, when you're playing a lot of young players, you can't do a whole lot when you're out there. You want to be simple and let those guys play, and obviously not game planning anything today, just kind of running plays out here today, and so we'll see what the guys do.
Brendan was talking about the fact that there's a night and day difference between coming in his first year last year and this year. What kind of growth have you seen from him, and what kind of improvement can you expect?
Yeah, I think, as a quarterback, you first get in here, you got to learn all the guys, number one, before you even learn the offense. And so for him, he's been here a year. He knows all our guys, knows the offense, knows what we're trying to do. He's just got a lot more poise, a lot more confidence, and he, running the offense. And I think that's more than anything. This game has really slowed down in his mind. And I think that's the key factor. And then it's all about taking care of the football and making good decisions at that point. And he's got all the tools in the world. We got to put good players around him and put them in good position to make plays.
Does that help not only on the field but off the field in terms of leadership?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a really good leader. We got a lot of great leaders on this team. I think we had the captain's breakfast this morning, which is a great tradition that we have. And we had all our seniors come up there. We got a bunch of great senior leadership on this team. These guys are connected. They've worked their butts off and looking out for a big year this year in the Big 12.
What did you think of Stephen Westnack's first real chance to show in front of people what he did last year and what he can carry?
Yeah, I thought he was very, very solid today. He had a couple long ones today. It's good. It's really good to see. He's worked hard, this whole spring for him, and I think for him to go out here, this environment's good. It's kind of a game day environment. He knocks them down. They're right down the middle, and which is good to see. I think that's why we got him. We got to be able to knock these field goals down. We know how critical they are. We've been in a lot of close games the last 2 years, and we got to be able to knock them down to be able to get over the hump to win these games.
How do you like the offense right now? Kind of compared to your expectations or comparing comfort levels at this point?
Yeah, I think, we're still work in progress. I do think, when we're ready to put our best 11, 12, 13, 14 guys out there, I think we're going to be a very solid offense. I think the running backs have had a really good spring. Tywie's been a great addition. Caldwell's a great addition on the outside. Cyrus. We didn't have Tony today, didn't have Caleb today, so a couple of guys didn't go today. So I love our tight end room. I think those guys, another grown up another year, those freshmen, and then you add, a guy, Pat Gerd, who came in from Ohio State, is a great blocker for us. So I'm excited about our offense, and I think we've got an opportunity to go out there and be able to score a lot of points this year.
Would you like to get to the point where you play another team?
Yeah, I would not mind playing another team. I think when you get to practice toward the end of spring practice, you're tired of hitting each other. It's a little bit like camp. In August, you get tired of hitting somebody, you want to play somebody else. I think it's a good opportunity too. And when you think about playing in the spring, a spring game or a spring scrimmage like this, if you're playing somebody else, you only have to worry about 11 guys on the field at one time as opposed to 22. So that's because these are all our guys out here. When you think about injuries and that type of thing, and also getting wore down. So I think it's a great opportunity to showcase your team a little bit, play young guys, just like the NFL does when they're doing inter-squad scrimmages and type things. And I think the fans will really come out and be an opportunity to go out and make some money for your programs as well.
Defense came away with 2 interceptions today. Just talk about where they progressed throughout.
Yeah, you don't like to see it offensive, but I love to see it on defense. We were, I don't know if we were last in the conference last year, maybe in interception. I think we had 5. So to get 2 picks today was awesome for those guys in the back end. I mentioned this early in the spring. We had a practice where they got about 5 picks. It was great to see. You don't want them just knock the ball down. We want to get the ball back. And so, great interception on the right sideline over here. And Kai Stokes made another one right here in the end zone to keep them out of the end. Those are game-changing type plays. We got to be able to do that.
There's been a lot of talk about the defensive line, obviously, getting the guys back from injury, transfers, and then 2 freshmen who look like they have Big 12 size. What have you seen from them? How much?
Yeah, didn't play Hunt really today much. Didn't play Corleone. So some of our big boys up front we didn't play, but. I think some of the two guys that we brought in, I think have really done some really good things. CJ's very fast off the edge. I think, and then the young guys are still going to come on. They're growing. They're getting better. You can't have enough depth up front. That's the one thing in the Big 12. And you lean on these big guys week in and week out. You got to be able to rotate those guys, put more big bodies in. So we just got to continue to stay healthy. That's the big thing that I worry about. It bit us a little bit last year. So we got to stay healthy up front. That's the main thing, to have that depth.
Speaking about the depth there on the defensive line, Michael Coleman back from injury. Just talk about what
Yeah.
you see from him throughout the
He's a guy. He's a 6'5", 265-pound edge guy. Gives you some length on the outside. I think for him coming off the injury from last year, working himself back into playing shape and really getting reps up front, I think he'll be a really good addition for that, because he's something different. We don't have a 6'5" body out there with long arms. So, that's another addition to the pass rushing that they can try to implement there. So excited for Micah, and I know he'll have a great summer and a great fall.
Barnes going to get on the field in the fall? I mean, it's quite the pick there.
Yeah, it's great. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Get on the field. I mean, I think he's a little, not very big, but he plays bigger than he is. But that was a great interception. He also will come down and strike you. He's very physical for a small player. He's got a ton of great reps this spring. I think he'll be certainly in the rotation and be out there, and he'll be a special teams menace as well.
Brendan talked about Caffey kind of running the ball a lot today, but it seemed like he was really trudging his knees and staying up.
Yeah, it's great for Caffey. It's great work for him. We didn't want to see as much, as our first couple of guys. We want to give Caffey a lot of work today as being a freshman, and he's a big body. And it was great to see him break some tackles today, stay up, turn the big yards out. Chance had a big run there, 50-yard run as well. So I'm very pleased with the running back room. I think we got many weapons that'll be able to go out and play for us next year.
And speaking of Kai Stokes, obviously you played safety last year. You make the transition to cornerback, interception today. What have you seen from him, and how has he adapted to that change?
He's still growing and still learning that position, but he gives you great length and athleticism on the outside. If he's able to do it, I mean, that's a stud at corner now. I mean, there's not many guys that big that can play, that can move like him. Great interception there in the red zone. I think he's continuing to grow, and I hope, because he's such a great kid, you're pulling for him. You want him to be able to go out there and make plays for us.
Spring portal opens on the 16th. Planning any additions, any specific positions that you can add depth?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we're open to everything. We'll see what's out there. We'll meet with our guys and see where we're at with any position of need. We all talked about potentially offensive tackle. We talked about that in the winter, so we'll see what's out there when that comes around. Any position that we may need, to try to get another body in here for depth, just to get in the rotation, we'll look for that as well. But I don't foresee us getting very many guys. If we do, maybe 2, 3, 4 guys, something like that. We'll see how it works out.
Will it be as crazy as the basketball portal?
I hope not. That's crazy what's going on in the world of basketball right now. I think in football, most of the craziness happens in midterm. I think hopefully most teams have settled in at this point, and so you're only trying to fill in a few spots. So I don't think it'll be anywhere near what's happening in that sport right now.
A couple more questions.
That'd be good, man.
Yes, we're good. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Thanks, Coach.
Scott. Appreciate it.